This was the first time I felt free. Growing up, I always felt like an outsider and that I didn't belong. I loved music and it felt as though it was my safe space. I was always a kid that didn't have too many friends or a real friend group. It was always just me. When I listened to music, I felt like I can escape. I felt like I was fully and authentically myself. First time I stepped into a rave, I literally felt myself decompress. All my fears, all my worries, everything that stressed me out vanished. With so much hate in this world, and when life gets too hard, or even when I feel lost, I always felt like this place could be my home. I never felt so much happiness or so much love in one place. I feel like I can escape and feel myself. At raves, they spread the message of Plur, which is peace, love, unity, and respect. It is now something I live by. I choose to spread peace, I choose to love, I choose to unite, and I choose to respect the people that surround me. I first went to raves with my sister, which meant a lot to me. We've always been very close, but she's the one who allowed me to go to these at such a young age. The second I turned 18, she took me. I've always loved music, I loved EDM, but this was the first place that I felt like myself. At this stage, this was the first rave I'd ever attended alone, and it holds a special place in my heart. I always felt like I needed to depend on other people to have fun, but in this moment, I only needed myself, and I only needed this. At 14, I had 2 major knee surgeries, and to this day, a part of me is still healing. I was forced to step away from softball for 2 years because of this injury, and it felt as though I lost a piece of myself. I loved the sport, and I felt that it had defined me for a very long time. I began to resent it because I felt like my knee surgeries were caused because of softball. It wasn't until I was 16 and 17 that I finally began to learn from this injury. I had learned how to persevere, how I wouldn't let things stop me, and I learned how to push myself. I also learned a little bit about myself. For so long, I'd felt like softball and sports were all I was ever good for. But now, I can see the bigger picture. To this day, I have an immense love for this sport. At 22, I now play slow pitch softball with my 2 siblings, and I also get to coach at the high school level this year, and I'm very excited to give back to my community. The moment I got my cat, Georgia, my life changed for the better. When I was depressed and going through very strong emotions, I had this goofy little cat to cheer me up. She's my little monster and the cutest furball ever. She's taught me to be patient because she is a handful, but also I learned how to take care of something other than myself. She's also taught me to love something even when I am mad at her for waking me up at 2 in the morning.